to prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. And first and foremost, before we get started, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son in their proper true names in the Hebrew tongue.
Kal,
Halayim,
La,
Yahweh,
Bahashim,
Yahushai,
Bahashim, Ha,
Rakah,
Kodash,
Mama. All right, and the double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, also to our elder as well, down here in the Lions Den of Yasharala Camp here on 1. Salutations to all the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with sincerity. Today we have a lesson, Lord willing, is edifying to the hopefully elect out there, and also the men, women, and children that believe in sincerity as well, man. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it.
All right. Hey, man, we're in a heavy time of prophecy right now. There's a lot we could talk about. You know, the aim was to come out here and talk about the protest that's going on today, but the spirit kind of shifted into something else, dealing with these recent, somebody get that, wars and rumors of wars in Matthew? All right. Dealing with these recent upticks in the war over there in what they call the Middle East or Western Asia. All right. Because we're basically at the precipice of World War III. You know, it's like right at the door. And you got that guy Bibi, what's his name, Netanyahu, allegedly just fled the country. You get what I'm saying? Started fighting, then run once the brawl kick off. And Iran is on their ass right now, you know? And then you got Russia allegedly about to step in and back Iran. And then you got America being pulled to the forefront, as the scriptures say. The least among them shall draw them out, because they're defending Iran from getting hit in retaliation from, they're defending Israel from being hit in retaliation from Iran. All right, so and it's also being stated that America had a part to play in building the structure for them to take these attacks. You know, there was a plan in 1993. Israel signed a deal with America for a seven-part war in 1993, and they're just fulfilling that deal. All right. So I'm gonna get also Psalms 55 and 21.
Man, Trump put sanctions on three judges who are part of the International Court Committee, and he put sanctions on those 3 judges specifically because they were doing an investigation on America's involvement with Israel, with war crimes that Israel did against Gaza. Not against Gaza, but against Iran.
Right, and it basically represents the Caucasian race, Esau. That's the biblical name. It shows their pride, man. You know, you say you put a suit on them, they don't want to take over the world and kill you. You know, and look at Bibi, man. What's his name? Netanyahu. Look what he go to the Gazans. Look, but then you got Iran. As soon as they start shooting missiles back to Israel, them Israeli citizens, they crying on TV talking about, I just bought a house and they just destroyed it. But and they're attacking citizens. But what about the people in Gaza? You see that? So that shows you that Esau is a hypocrite. You know, they go against the laws completely of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And the laws are what? They represent righteousness. And Esau is against every one of them. And they're showing it today, man. And he claiming to be a Jew, just like Herod did, but they couldn't keep the law perfect. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Somebody say, we can't learn on righteousness.
To the wicked.
This is Psalms 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right, that's what Dario was just talking about with Trump. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. What was Trump talking about when he got in office? Bringing peace to the earth, trying to create peace, trying to stop the war. But now, all of a sudden, you see him making deals with Israel to go into Iran. That was their whole agenda from 1970. You see that? Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
But war is in the heart of the politicians of America. And the politicians of America, they push the draconian measures of the people over in Europe. And what they're trying to do is get rid of the ruling class over there with dealing with Islam. You know, and they want to bring in straight paganism. So it's really another spiritual battle going on. Right? So he said, what? The words of his mouth was smoother than butter? Well, war is in his heart. That's a politician, man. Especially for America, because how can America treat people kindly and follow up on that when they really are the hammer of the earth? America was built to be a hammer, and everything else was built to be a nail in their sight. Right?
Prime example of what the elder is talking about. You had a Wesley, forgot his last name, but he was an ex-military leader in the United States, and he specifically said it's time for a regime change in Iran. It's time for us to liberate those people over there. They want us to liberate them, but yet still they're chanting DTA all day. They chant that every day to the top of their lung, but they're saying, but in their mindset, they're saying that, oh, they need liberation from the leaders of Iran.
Yeah. So that goes into Esau's pride, you know, and that, we're gonna get into some scripture, man. We might have to get Habakkuk 2 as well, because that goes into their pride. They want to heap unto themselves all people. Man, yeah, we gotta get Habakkuk 2 on that, because those prophecies are coming to pass right before our face, and they're screaming true today. Right? We're living in it, seeing it.
This is Isaiah chapter 26 and 10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness, and the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
Right, so it's impossible, man, for Esau. I gotta break it down. That's like the whole piece. Let me go.
Right. This is Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked.
Right, that's like favor letting Esau into our land. And Job 9 and 24 real quick. Whoever get it faster. Don't lose where you at.
Job 9 and 24.
Right, this is favor to the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right.
He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right, and you know what I mean? So, and also in the scripture where it speaks about Esau's blessing. So they've been shown their favor, but they still can't learn the Lord's righteous ways, man. They're in our land, claiming to be Israel. But they still can't follow the Lord's ways, and it's not set up for them to see salvation. All right, keep going real quick.
This is Jeremiah 26 and 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness.
See, they're not going to learn righteousness. The only thing he did was what? The wicked shall wax worse and worse. And that's all they've done. He said, you'll see that their wickedness has not been wiped away all the way. It's still there. All right, and come on, brother, I need you to get that.
All right, it says, in the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly.
Whoa, so in our land, they doing nothing but unjust acts, man. Look what they doing. They just killing, unaliving people. You know, the scriptures say that thou shalt not, kill.
So, y'all should not unalive.
Thou shalt not unalive somebody. And what Esau over there doing? You know, taking the law into their own hands. But what did the Lord say? Wait ye upon him till he rises up to the prey. So they don't believe in the Messiah. You know, they believe that their Messiah is already here. A pagan Edomite that showed up with a black hat on. And they said that's the Messiah. So they feel like, all right, now they can start destroying shit. And then you got their daddy Trump pushing for a metropolis over there in Gaza. They want to build a metropolis over there, you know? And, basically genocide and then rebuild it into something like New York or some shit.
All right, it says,
Oh, that was it?
yeah. And he will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
Right, so at the end of the day, Esau, so that's a cut on people like Vocab thinking that everybody can be saved. Because even Job said that. He said, I know that someday my Redeemer shall be upon earth and I shall see him face to face with these same eyes. But Esau doesn't have that blessing of salvation. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we've been given that chance. So we the ones that got to repent and turn back to Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. All right? Mazan had one. He was on it for a minute. My bad.
No, you good.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is the book of Psalms,
I'm gonna get back.
chapter 50, and verse 17. See it?
No, verse 16. But unto the wicked, Yahweh say, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Right, that's what we should be saying to Bibi and them today. You know, Netanyahu. What has thou to do to declare the Lord's statutes, man? Claiming to be God-fearing people, but they're really devils, man. You know?
We got an interjection on that.
Interjection real quick on that part. Don't lose it.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Consider the works of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked?
There you go.
So basically, like, no matter how much they try to say they the Lord's people, no matter how many times they bang their head on the wall over the Tower of Antonia, right? They cannot. They were made not to be able to get it. Can't get right. So no matter how much favor you show them to them, because they were made that way, that's exactly how they're gonna be all the way to the end.
Yeah, then you got two factions over there. You got the Ashkenazi Jews, then you got the Sephardic Jews.
Yeah.
Great. And then you got the political Jews. That's what Benjamin Netanyahu, the political government, is not really. You know, go ahead, bro.
All right, this is back at the book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 16.
Yeah.
But unto the wicked, Yahweh say, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Right, that's a cut on Trump too, because he claimed to be a Christian. Go ahead.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
See that? Or thou shouldst take thy covenant into their mouth. See, they don't have part in the covenant. That's why I said they shall not see the Lord, you know, in that day. They're going to see the Lord bringing wrath and judgment to them. They're going to see Al-Shaddai. You know? Go ahead, bro.
You got one more.
Yeah, come on. Let's launch it up.
All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, and verse 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. Con, and I just brought that out to back up the elder, man. You know what I'm saying? These heathens, you know what I'm saying, the so-called Caucasian race, which are the Edomites of the Bible, are any heathen that's outside of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Mainly Esau. You know what I'm saying? They don't have anything to do with Yahweh Bashir Yahweh Shai's commandments.
Right, and
you know?
And the land and everything.
Con. You know what I'm saying? They over there posing, they're imposters. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that's imposing it, that's imposter need to be incriminated, man. Because they're criminals.
Crimson red. And yeah, man, you know, they're not the real deal. And they read out of the Talmud, which is a Babylonian pagan book. You know, so yeah, who the hell is this dude? I mean, I was a little upset, man, when I seen Netanyahu attack Iran, and just seeing how cocky he talking about it. I was like, yo, this dude, man.
If I may add on,
Yeah, they ran.
God, if I may add on to what the elder was saying earlier too, by that happening, you had Russia coming in to back them up. There was also other countries and nations as well too, man. Right. You had North Korea, China too as well. Even the damn Houthis even jumped in there and said, hey, they're gonna back Iran, man. And that's just like a game, you know? So with that being said, it shows the tension that they're applying to all these other nations just by coming down on one, man. It's just like NATO, you know, it's reverse NATO. Hey, shit, you attack one, you're gonna attack them all, man. So, hey, they formed an alliance, you know, to counteract the alliance that they formed, and the alliance that America is in is falling away from them. Why? Because they're losing their power with their allies, man. You know?
Can I get that Obadiah 1 and 10? Look at that real quick. Obadiah 1 and 10, because
It's Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10.
yeah.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. And thou shalt.
Oh, my bad. Go up a little higher.
Verse 7,
1 and 3.
1, 3. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
See that? Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, man. That was Esau. Over there in Petra, dwelling in them damn caves. Over in Edom, in the land of Edom. All right, that's their dwelling place. And then, so now that they have everything built up, they got EU, they got NATO, they got America built up, they got their allegiance with Israel, and through their pride, you know, how did they get that pride, man? Let's get that, Habakkuk chapter 2.
This is how
How did they get that pride, man? You know, they didn't have that pride until the Lord allowed them to start coming after Israel.
You still got your place of songs?
Yeah. All right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, starting at verse 4 or 5. All right. This is Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Right, see that? They got that pride. That pride demon, man. You see, folly is being held in great dignity. They're exalting themselves. All right? But what's lifted up in his spirit is nothing but darkness and wickedness. When we see Netanyahu, all those leaders over there in Israel, and people like Trump, you know what I mean? So that spirit that we see talking on TV, and he's like, yeah, we went over here and did this, and it's the rising of the lion. The Lord saying this. It's the spirit, that spirit that we see lifted up, that shit ain't right.
Hey, and just to add on too, you know, these hierarchies, they usually have to read from a prompt, man. As far as Trump, it's like he's talking straight from the heart, you know. And he speaks upon these things as if like, hey, shit, he don't need a director. He's literally speaking. He's boasting his heart's desires or what he wants to come out, man. You know.
He literally publicly said he runs America and the world.
But then you'll see him and Bibi, Netanyahu, and then he'll pull the chair out for Netanyahu.
80 years old.
Meaning what? That yeah, man. I'm trying to say certain things, man. Khazars. I can say that.
Yeah.
Those Khazars running everything, man.
Quick precept.
They even running the music industry. Kanye tried to prove that. So they're running America through financing the politicians. So Trump can say what he wants. He's trying to run things, but that money talk, man. That money talk, man. So he can't go against his cabinet. Go ahead, brother. Somebody had something to say?
I was just saying.
Precept? Go ahead, brother.
This Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not.
Right, they gotta be made into it.
And right now they are, because they say they are the Jews.
And they not.
Not.
It's being proven too.
And this is in Revelation, so it's being revealed who the synagogue of Satan is.
Right.
And it's also being revealed who the children of Israel are.
The mystery of iniquity.
Gone.
Being revealed. It's being revealed in his time. What's time? The time for the fall. All right. So let's get
Still Habakkuk.
yeah, let's run through Habakkuk a little bit.
Back at Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man.
Right. So you see them over there transgressing by wine through their business, what they call demonocracy, through war, you know? That's how they gaining everything, through war, lying, stealing, and unaliving people, right? Backdoor deals, a lot of money involved. We look at somebody here.
Back at verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man.
See that? So if you go all the way back to Alexander, you know, and that's what they pride themselves in, the way the Greeks ran things, took over, the way the Romans took over everything. You see that? So they call themselves gods through their mythological beliefs. All right? And they say what? And because of that, what they've done to us, they really got prideful then. When they took down the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man, and took us into bondage, oh yeah, they was like, hey, what's gonna stop them then? God didn't stop them. See that? But they don't know that they're on borrowed time. You know, and that boosted Esau's pride. Look at him smiling. Look at him, smiley right here. That's what boosted their pride. They feel like they can't lose. What boosted Netanyahu's pride? What he's doing to Gaza. They're like, I ain't gonna get hit with the Iron Dome. But now what happened? The Iron Dome got broken into shambles.
Akon. And also too, just to add on, this shows the power that they don't have. Why? Because the F-35 fighter jet is supposed to be one of the top jets, the top jet, and two of them got shot down by Iran. Man. You know. So with that being said, it shows their power being stripped from them, or if even it shows their pride being brought down, but they're not able to realize that. You know.
Yeah. And to add on to the point that the elder was making, look at the time, like when they took us down, that raised their pride up. To think about 70 AD when we were known as the children of Israel, we were known as the children of the Lord, and we were taken down by them. they're still holding on to that pride. Oh, these are God's chosen people. Yeah, look at them now. They holding on to that for dear life. We're the ones that took down God's quote unquote chosen people. Now we're the chosen ones because we, you know what I'm saying? They sat in our land in our place.
Yeah, we like trophy pieces.
Huh? And that's what the archetypus shows. It's like trophy pieces. They're taking all of our shit.
Yep.
On the newest rendition of the movie Samson, after the dude, took away Samson's power, he was like, yo, how I get your power? I'll take it away from you. How I get it? Samson said, humble thyself before the Lord. He said, what the fuck? They take power. They feel as if power in this power is carnal. They think power is carnal, but power is spiritual, not carnal.
That's right. Jeremiah 51:1 all the way to 3 real quick. Yeah, we're gonna get right back to this, I think, the story. Okay.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51.
Right, we gotta wake up the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. That you're an Israelite of the Bible if you're Latino. All right, what you think? Latino?
Could be.
Could be Elon too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
This is Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, behold,
Yes, ma'am.
I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind.
Right, so that's America and everybody that's here that's not in this truth, man. You know, especially over there in Israel too. The Lord will turn that to a glass parking lot. You know, there's gonna be destruction over there. And they're talking, and now it's starting to be seen that is what is called a false sense of security. That's what they got, a false sense of security. All right? Because now the Lord said what? Let the weak say I am strong. And now Iran got all kind of military advancements and modernizations that we haven't even seen yet. Who's been the one showing the fuck off though? You know everything they got damn there. You know everything America got, that Israel got. You know what I'm saying? We got David Sling. We got this, we got that over here. We got F-45, F-35. We got this. Like what Iran got? I don't think they got anything. Well, shit, they showing them now.
Hey, Con. Hey, matter of fact, like the memes and the videos and shit on the internet, it shows Iran. It got like they everyday individual, they citizens. They got firecrackers shooting them off. They're like, oh yeah, they're sending off their rockets. So it's fun and games right now, man. Till that heat get turned up.
The heat get turned up, and they see all the real technology that Iran's been hiding, man. Right. You know, and the Most High has been putting it in the mind of their scientists to build this stuff, yo. And we can't imagine what he got them building behind the scenes. Go ahead, bro.
All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 10. It says, and thus saith the Lord, it shall also come to pass, because the elder was talking about them feeling safe, all right, especially America.
Yeah.
Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. So in the point of them feeling safe, over there, Israel feels safe, but you just seen the Iron Dome being penetrated. Trump trying to build the Golden Dome, Golden Tower, whatever the hell you want to call it, and they feel like they're safe. Just like how when Vladimir Zelensky came over here to talk to Trump and Elon Musk, and he said, you think you're not going to feel war because you're surrounded by water, but he said, but you will feel the effects of war. Basically, and they're so prideful that they feel like they can't be touched, and that's exactly the mindset the Lord said they were going to be in these times.
Hey, Con, I was just sitting back thinking too, just going back to that pride point, you know, everything that transpired as far as yesterday, Friday the 13th, man, by Israel being over there, they sending those missiles over to Iran, man. You know, just speaking on their pride, all right? They pride have deceived them. So they were saying, in the article, they were saying they did that. Why? Because they felt that if they applied that pressure, that Iran being hit like that would have put tension on what it was, Tehran, to be able to come to a deal, you know, by that 60th day, man. All in all, that shows pride, that shows that bully, man. But all in all, hey, that's why the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua put the hooks into the jaws of Russia, all right, to give them that power back to be a guard until the nation of Iran, man. So therefore, they won't bow down to America as if they think that's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna oblige to what they have to offer, man. Why? Because they have somebody backing them now, man. You know, so as scriptures say, there's a way that seems right into a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. That's why their pride is the thing that's deceiving them, man. They think they're up here, but really they're down here, man, you know. Just like Chris Rock said, shit, you can, hey, the poorest Edomite wouldn't trade his life for the richest Jake, you know?
Right.
Go ahead real quick, but I'm gonna get back to this, Jeremiah.
Come on, this is, oh, damn, slow.
Go ahead real quick.
God. Just to back up the brother Arakad, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? So, just backing up the brother Arakad's point, the Lord is going to show the power that He has through these other nations by bringing down these allies of America and America itself by what you see now with Iran destroying the Iron Dome. And guess what? Then now that pride that they so-called had in the Iron Dome is broken. So what they have now? Now they left in shambles. They in shame. Well, what the elder said earlier, man, baby left. He up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be a warrior. You're supposed to be. You the one that orchestrated this stuff. So why you not sitting there fighting? So the Lord is gonna lift up that skirt, man, among all the nations of the earth, and starting with them, that's gonna trickle down to America.
Yeah, and the breach was not only in the Iron Dome, the breach was really in their damn pride. The Lord put a crack in their pride. I need this scripture real quick. We're getting too far away from the point. Jeremiah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jeremiah
51.
Oh, you were reading 51?
Come on, this is Jeremiah chapter 51. Start from the top of it.
Yeah, but go to 2.
Jeremiah 51 and 2. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her. They shall be against her round about.
There you go. All right. So basically, the Lord raising up enemies to destroy this place. Go ahead.
Verse 3, Jeremiah 51. Against him that bendeth the against him.
But what's gonna cause these nations to be against this place round about? Them poking the damn bear, fucking going over there messing with him. He said, we might well get it, Joel. Where's that sent for the Northern Army? Over there messing with them damn people. And then
Told you about messing with them people.
Yeah, but, you know, go ahead.
Verse 3, Jeremiah 51. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine.
All right, brigandine is like a protective mesh that they used to wear when they were fighting war. And that mesh would be impenetrable. So today, you got Esau lifting themselves up in their missile defense system. All right, Golden Dome, the Iron Dome, David Sling. Well, guess what? The Lord have you building that up just so you can show how weak you truly are. Go ahead, brother.
It says, him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine,
Right.
and spare ye not her young men.
They lifting themselves up once again. Pride. Go ahead.
Destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans.
Right. Can you go to 12 real quick?
Jeremiah 51 and 12. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes.
So the Lord is preparing ambushes against this place. All right. So the Lord is preparing ambushes against this place, man. You know, go ahead.
For the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua
Right.
have both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
Right. Yep. So the Lord has a prophecy against this place. All right. Go ahead, man.
Northern Armies.
Not right up there.
Verse 13, Jeremiah 51. O thou that dwellest upon many waters.
There you go. That's what I wanted right there. Oh, thou that dwellest upon many waters. America surrounded by water, so they think they safe. Oh, no. The Most High said a trap. Always going back to World War II. When they started the nuclear age. You know? So now, them waters don't mean shit to Russia. Them waters don't mean nothing to Iran either. You know? Go ahead, brother.
O thou that dwellest upon many waters.
Right, that was their safety, the waters.
abundant in treasures,
abundant in treasures that they robbed and stole from the whole world, man. Go ahead.
thine end is come.
Right, that end is come, man. Thou shalt have no more throne. Get your ass out of the Middle East. Damn leeches, blood suckers, bloodthirsty. That's Esau. You know, trying to rob these people of their resources. Now the Lord saying, yo, all right, yeah, you done. Your meal, you stop eating. You done. Ain't no nothing more over here for you to consume. Right, brother?
And the measure of thy damn, I can't get the word out.
Covetousness.
Yeah, covetousness. And the measure of thy covetousness.
Covetousness.
Covetous.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Covetousness.
Yep.
There we go. Select.
No, you good.
O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures,
Right.
thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness.
And covetousness means what? Ill-gotten gain. So everything they got in this world, and their riches and their wealth and that power they got, and the little military systems and missiles and all the technology and the money, the resources, man, they got it through stealing. You know, they stole our land. You know, and they got it through war. They got it through what was that called? The Great Depression. When they robbed all these nations of their resources. With the what was it called? The Nixon shot. Yep. Removing the gold standard from the dollar. That was part of the robbery. All right. So when the Middle East, what was that called? Desert Storm. That was all them taking resources, man. All right. So now,
Appreciate it.
yeah, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's basically what we're witnessing right now, that transition of power, man. Hey, the heathen thinking they got up next, but all in actuality, hey, it's that righteous restitution of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. So right now we're seeing that this power seat is being taken away by way of the other nations, by way of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua controlling them, man. You know. So with that being said, hey, the injuries and riches got by deceit by America going into these other countries, as the elder was just saying, you know, gathering these different booties and whatnot, keeping them for themselves. All right, it's just being held for this time right here that's coming up, you know, so that can come into fruition. All right.
Yeah, man. Once again, that what I said earlier about security.
They feel safe in their security, being surrounded by water.
Yeah, false sense of security. All right. So it's a false sense of security, man. Especially when you've been robbing, stealing, and killing all over the whole earth, and you're like, all right, so I'm gonna go another round.
It's like a thief. Shit, you steal something small, you don't get caught. Shit, you get that rush and keep going forward, man. So you feel like you go keep going.
Yeah, they don't believe the Lord is watching.
Right. What does it say? I think it's in Jeremiah. It said you did all these things and did not think about what's going to happen at the latter end.
That's right. They didn't think about the latter end of it.
No.
That's right, bro. They're not thinking about the prophecies and the judgment of Yahweh that He can bring. You know.
But it's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction upon them as travail upon a woman with child.
Right, and that point is and that's crazy because what was that?
1 Thessalonians 5 and 3.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. All right. And so when they say peace and safety, what was Trump talking about past few weeks? Trying to have a peace talk with Iran. And the crazy thing is that they were supposed to have that peace talk tomorrow. They were supposed to meet up tomorrow. Yeah, they were supposed to, but now Iran backed out of it. Now it shows you why Netanyahu went in there and attacked Iran. But he knew that they were gonna have the peace talk. You see that? And they can't. Their whole thing is they don't want to allow Iran to get those missiles. You know, and that's messed up, man. You know, it should be equal balance. Stop treating them like shit, then. And they won't say death to Israel. You know, they might have some balance with their religion. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I can't front though, man. You damn Persians, they're about to go into servitude as well. Islam, yep, because that damn Islam. And that's what they want to do. The Muslim Brotherhood, they got a plan and agenda to take over the whole world and force Islam on everybody. It's called Sharia law. It's a spiritual war. All right. So anyway, where was it? What the hell was that?
Hustle, man.
Like, who was reading, man?
Jeremiah 51.
Right. So they say when they say peace and safety. So now they try to bring peace and safety. Now what? Sudden destruction coming, right?
God. And travail upon a woman with a child.
Hold on.
As travail upon a woman with child, man.
And they should not escape.
Yeah, and they're not gonna escape from it. It's gonna catch everybody off guard. All right. That's right, man. That was 5.
5 and 3.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, bro.
Pull that Jeremiah 51 and verse 13.
Yeah, that's where we at. Let's read that last verse.
At 14. Yeah, read 13. Come on, this is Jeremiah. Come on, all right. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 13. O thou that dwellest upon many waters.
Right. That's how you know it's not the Roman Empire. It's America. America's the revised Roman Empire, spiritually speaking. All right. Yeah. 12 o'clock.
Thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Damn. Hey, you can help me out with that one.
Covetousness. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Covetousness.
Yep.
Come on. And thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. The Lord. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start over. Like Jeremiah 51 and 13. Thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness.
The measure of thy covetousness, man. All right, go ahead.
The Lord of hosts, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Lord of hosts.
Well, he's doing this on his time. It ain't on your time, Esau. It ain't on Trump's time. On the Most High's time. He take him down. Go ahead.
Have sworn by himself, saying, surely will fill thee with men.
So he said, surely I will fill thee with men. All right. And what did we see today? Protests. The borders. The borders were breached. Especially when Biden was off, he let the whole damn world in. And they cut caravans, man. We don't even know who the hell in America now.
He just walked up to the camp.
Huh?
He just walked up to the camp. South Africa.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, he did. Somebody did say that.
But really, like when Biden first came into office, they opened up the floodgates, and he had a whole lot of cartel motherfuckers coming into the United States.
Yeah, and alleged terrorists from other countries, even Iran.
Moab too?
Hey, shit.
Russia
Russia was in there, China.
Oh yeah, Russia, China, Haiti. You know.
That's when they were saying it was majority of like military age men coming in and whatnot.
Right. Right, man. So yeah. So go ahead. And what they gonna do?
It says, verse 15, Jeremiah 51, Salaki 14, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Lord of hosts, have sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars. And
what do caterpillars do? Consume everything. Go ahead.
And they shall lift up a shout against thee.
What's that? An army. See that? So it's an army. An army gonna invade this place, man. And they're gonna lift up a shout against this place. It's all the will of the Most High, and we're witnessing it now. All right. Where we at?
Habakkuk, or we can go back to Psalms 50.
Where we at? Psalms 55 and 21. Let's go there.
Just back at Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
There you go. Yet were they drawn swords, man. They ready for war. Everything Israel, see, even Israel, they're known as a how can I say it? Terrorist.
Yes.
A terrorist organization. They're not known as a real government, bro. Because what they did recently, what was it? Operation Beeper. That was the last one they did when they took out Iran. Yeah, the Beepers, and they were blowing them up. They took out a lot of their generals that way. That was crazy. That showed you they're more cunning than any beast of the field. You know what I mean? And then what was that? Now this one called Operation Rising Lion. And they say Esau as the devil as a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour, right?
Hey, I got a definition right here speaking on the operations though.
Yeah, but the thing is this. Yeah, they're saying operation or target, but it's not that at all. It's basically direct war. It's not an operation. It's not a target. So those are things. That, a strike. I mean, that means it's gonna stop. That was it. This is a war now. They're going back and forth with each other, right? Striking each other's homelands.
Hey, Slacky, 1 second. You can bring that out one more time, Bobaka, son?
This is Habakkuk. This is Psalms. This is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Hey, gone. Hey, so this is another one that they were just running to as well, man. As we were speaking on earlier, how they say they didn't know they didn't have a hand in they didn't have a hand in dealing with Israel when they had everything going on yesterday, man. This is it says disinformation operation. A disinformation operation or disinformation campaign is a targeted, organized effort to spread false or misleading information with the deliberate intention of deceiving or manipulating others. These operations are designed to influence public opinion, achieve strategic goals, political, military, commercial, and potentially cause harm. And that's basically what they was doing, man. That's what they did. Not even basically, that's exactly what they did, you know. So with that being said, what they want to do out of that? They want that order out KO. They want the NWO to come in with that.
They want what Israel looked like from the beginning in 1948. What was it? In 1948, they was the victim. So they want Israel to be the victim again. You know? So now what you're going to hear on the news probably tonight and tomorrow is Iran attacked civilians and Israel attacked infrastructure, making them the victim. Watch. That's going to be the new agenda. They're going to say, yeah, y'all attacking citizens. We was just attacking them. Well, what about Gaza? Damn hypocrite.
They're probably gonna use the same old weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, man. You know, they're not human though.
It's not recognized.
That's what they're gonna say. They don't look at them as human, just like they ain't look at us as human. You know.
Hey, and that's what it seemed like they doing the way they did us on a mass scale, though. You know, like with the whole gentrification, how you were saying that they want to what, like a metropolis, not a metropolis.
Yeah, they said a metropolis.
Hey, Con, yeah, they want to change what Gaza into a metropolis, man. You know, that's how they do us with the gentrification. You know, Springfield, historic quote unquote black area. Hey, make shit higher so they can get the Jakes out, so they can come in, man.
Same thing, man.
Well, no, first they run it down. They run it down and make it look. That's how they're doing over there with the Palestinians over there in Gaza, man. Destroying it all over there to make it look like impoverished, and then oh, we're gonna come in and make it look better. They got this whole thing here in Jacksonville called started Operation Springfield. Started in Springfield because when they ran down the value of the area, now then the investors went and bought it all up. That's just a motherfucking real estate scheme. That's when Trump said that on live TV talking about some building a metropolis out there. That's the typical real estate scheme that they do, man.
He is a real estate mogul.
And they did that. It's like a historical place, man. Springfield is a historical neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
So they knew they was gonna make their money back. You know, quadruple, really.
Really, it was a so-called African American rich area in Jacksonville, man. And these Edomites, I've learned this from my dad. My dad used to come here and party in Jacksonville, right? So he said, like, man, Esau was looking crazy here in Jacksonville. They were looking impoverished, but what did they do? They killed. They had the axe handles Sunday, Saturday, or something like that. Where they came around and killed them. That's just like the same thing they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Just like they're doing over there in the Middle East.
Yep. And a lot of the Edomite Irish, not the Jake Irish, a lot of them came over here and went through the same thing. And they said, I heard it from the Irish people themselves, the Edomite. They said, yo, look, they came over here and they watched Jake, Judah, and they saw that we started finding jobs and getting on our feet, and they was worse off than us.
Yeah.
So what did they do? They started copying off of us. And once they got to our level, they just got all about us. They passed us, And this was from their mouth. It was on the radio.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't like how we did that. He was talking about it. But where was that?
The words of his mouth.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, bro.
But it's Psalms chapter 10, verse 4. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not all of his thoughts. His ways are always grievous.
Yep.
Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
Right, that's because of what? He's being led by their own understanding. And their understanding is what? The Lord set the world in their heart. They can't find out the ways of the Most High. So they're moving around in darkness talking about, we got a plan, Claude. We got a vision for this place. We're going to turn this into a metropolis. That shit going to be damn demonic, Masonic setup just like DC. You know? But how much death has been there? It's like they're building on a grave now.
Just like they did here.
Just like they did here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
Right, so all his enemies, he puffed at them. What does that mean? He look at Esau. What they doing over there? Look at Iran. They ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, Russia, we can take them. You see that? That's what he mean by all his enemies. He puffed at them. All right, that was it. Huh?
Verse 6. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved.
Right, that's their whole policy when they say their heart. This is their plan. This is a conglomerate. So their whole mindset is that they're not going to be moved out of their position as what? The dominant force on the earth, bearing nuclear weapons, the dominant dollar. They don't want to move out of that power seat, man. You know, they're saying that they should not be moved. So they puff at all their enemies. Like, yo, you ain't getting, I see you getting a sword now. We got to cut your arm off now. Oh, yo, you trying to put some boots on? We just planning on fighting me? Oh, we got to cut his feet off now. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
For I shall never be in adversity.
Right, they saying, that's what Netanyahu was saying. They're saying they're never going to get hit. Look at our dome is tested, battle tested, it'll never get hit. And now look, they got hit.
That's like Titanic.
And now they're in just like the Titanic. And now they're in adversity, all of them crying and running over there. Look, man, I watched it. Who sent the card? You sent that, what's the name? The Grin?
Oh, yeah,
Man, like, I was watching them crying yesterday, man. I was like, damn, I feel wrong for this shit. Just watch, I locked in. I locked in on their tears. It's crazy, bro. I kind of blanked out. You know what I mean? Cause it's like you don't want to see people crying and shit, but then you're like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? And they crying now.
Right. Because listen, it's good when you've been, I'm talking about the nation, not me particular, but when you've been crying your whole life,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's good to see somebody afflicted the way you've been afflicted.
They feel human.
Right.
Yeah, you're human now. Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, welcome back down to earth.
Mhm. Come sit down by me.
Come sit down by me, cuz. All right?
Yeah, that shit hurt, don't it?
Yeah, that shit hurt. And we're gonna see a lot of that, man. It's them screaming and running, panicking over there. You know, doing all that zestamite stuff over there in our land, Tel Aviv.
And it's beautiful how the Lord's going to do it, because like when he read in Isaiah 14, talking about how the worms cover thee, like he going to be dead standing.
Right.
As he's falling, when he hit the ground, you know how it takes a minute for the worm, as soon as he hit the ground, he's going to be out of there. You know how they say in M&A, oh, he was out standing up.
Yeah, and also it means it's gonna be a continued destruction. It's not gonna stop, and that's what worms do. They destroy it, and they destroy a dead thing until it's consumed. Gone. You know, so the Lord saying it's gonna be a continued destruction of this place. Let's get into the lesson, man. Job 20 and 11.
This is Job chapter 20, verse 11.
Right, all the way to 12.
Come. It says, his bones are full of the sin of his youth.
You still holding Habakkuk? Oh, no, we can go ahead and right to this. Go ahead. So his bones are full of the sins of his youth, right? So that's what Bibi again, Netanyahu. We focusing on him because they call them little Satan, and they call America big Satan, right? So what? It said, what did it say?
Damn.
It says his bones are full of, this is Job chapter 20, verse 11.
Right.
It says his bones are full of the sin of his youth.
Right, the bones are full of the sins of their youth. So what progressed the Israelis in America into becoming the powerhouse that they are today? You know, when they went into Iraq and got Saddam Hussein, that was for Israel. You know, I forgot what the other one was. Gaddafi. It was a lot. Yeah, all them wars that was happening over there. There was one more that I just can't think of the name, but.
Wait.
Bin Laden.
Bin Laden, but it was another one. It was like a place.
Soleimani, the one that recently.
Syria. Syria. They went into Syria, started attacking Syria. That's America doing all this and allowing Israel as well, all for the betterment of Israel. You know, so they're causing war and death and destruction and sadness on this earth, man. Trying to make rich people happy, make these rich devils happy, man. All right, so where was we? Go ahead, brother.
This is back at Job chapter.
So their bones are full. They got strong. They got their strength from what they did at the start of their nation. You know, Israel, 1948. Ever since then, the destruction they caused on the earth. America, what they did since World War II. You know, once they got brought on the scene. Look what they did with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's why they got this dominant, prideful mindset.
It says, his bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust.
Right, so it's gonna lie down with them in the dust, man. All right.
It says,
so all that strength they got is gonna fall when it's basically saying when the Lord brings His wrath, everything they built up is gonna fall right with them, and it's gonna follow them. You know, the sins they committed, all the stuff they did, it's gonna follow them when they're in slavery.
Verse 12. It says, though his wickedness be sweet in his mouth.
Right, his wickedness is sweet in his mouth. He tastes it. Yo, man, what wickedness? Let's get that real quick. Pause for a second. Let's get Exodus. That was bad. Let's get Exodus 20 and 13. All right. He said the wickedness tastes sweet in his mouth, mate. They loving it. He said words are smoother than oil, but in his heart was war.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 13.
Right.
You said 13, right?
Yes.
Come on. It says, and if a man lie not in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he... You said that's slightly. That's
It's Exodus
Go ahead,
20,
go ahead.
verse 13. Thou shalt not,
Yeah.
thou shalt not kill.
Oh, there you go. What they doing over there? They treat it like it's nothing. Right? They kind of building this normalcy bias. They're trying to build a sense of normalcy or desensitizing people to that shit. Cause because it's like a desensitization that's going on, like a propaganda. Because people watching it now, we're just like, oh, that's just that. Oh, Ukraine, oh yeah, they just blow. You know, we seeing bodies and all kind of stuff on the internet, torn apart.
When you say that too, it's just like even from a smaller even view, just like with the protests over here, like the companies are egging them on to get out here, man. You know, it's like they're pushing the chaos. You know.
Right. All right. Read the rest of it all the way to the end of that part.
All right. Exodus 20 and 13.
Yeah, 16.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill, baby. Trump.
Oh, speaking on that, remember, there was 3 top military officials and 1 nuclear scientist that they were bragging about that died from the attacks, retaliation that the attack that Israel did on Iran.
Yeah, they got 7 of them.
gone.
Yeah, they got 7 of them, and then Iran got 1 of theirs yesterday, and that's rare.
Very, very high ranking officials on Iran side.
Yeah, and the high-ranking official on Israel's side finally,
Gone.
they got him yesterday. You know what I mean? Sucks to be that guy. Out of everybody, he got picked. All right, there, brother.
Verse 14, Exodus 20. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Oh, that's what they do, don't they? Idol worship. Dealing with the Talmud. You know? All right, all that Talmudian stuff and fake messiahs showing up. All right? So they deal with nothing but idolatry. What about here in America? All that Christianity and Trump with his money worship. Go ahead. And himself an idol now. They call him King Trump. You know? Making him what? According to prophecy, the Lord said he's going to
Parable against the king of Babylon.
He's gonna take up a parable against them, and he's gonna turn them into the synagogue of Satan. So he's turning them into it. He's like, hey, wear this hat, wear this crown. Now you're the king of Babylon. Go ahead.
Verse 15, Exodus 20.
Right.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not steal. What they doing now? Come on, man. Yo, we couldn't be up there with Yahoo. Yeah.
Especially when he try to bring out scriptures and
He's trying to
stuff.
bring out scripture.
Hey,
Well, listen.
you doing that one right now, man. Hey, let's go skip that one.
Yeah, he said, thou shalt not steal, man. That's all they doing. So, remember, don't forget where you at in the car. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is back at Job chapter 20.
No. Go ahead.
Verse 16, Exodus 20.
Yep, keep the antennas up, y'all.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Whoa. Didn't they do that? They bearing false witness against Gaza. They bearing false witness against Iran. They bearing false witness. They bore false witness against us. And still do to this day. Like they was the victims while they was punching us in our damn face. This hurts me more than it hurts you. They the victim. I'm the victim. I'm whipping you so bad.
Why are you making
My
me do
arm
this?
hurts. I'm tired. I'm fatigued.
Damn.
I gotta whoop you every day, boy.
Man, and why you making me do this?
Why you making me do this? Why can't you get your act together?
Well, no, they be like, oh, I give you food.
I give you
Free
food.
house?
I give you free house. I give you yeah.
And it goes back to what you said earlier. They're painting a narrative to make it seem like it's good for the things that they're doing on the earth.
Right, there you go,
Desensitizing, like you said, desensitizing the people, man.
That's right, man.
And so what did they do? And once they started to flourish with the things that they're doing, now people are jumping on their side because why they want to live according to that.
That's right. All right. Let's get that real quick. Revelation 12 and 10. You know, they're accusing everybody on the earth, even us.
Revelation chapter 12,
Yep.
verse 10. And now, a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength.
That's what we waiting for, and Esau has no part in that. We read that earlier. And that's a cut on people that say that the whole world can be saved when they can't. He said Esau will not see God, man. They're not going to stand before the Lord. Go ahead.
In the kingdom of our power and the power of a Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down.
There you go. So, you know, he that letteth will let until he be moved out of the way. So once they get moved out of the way, we can have our kingdom on this earth, righteousness, man. You see that? And that's what we're waiting for. That's why we want the Lord to bring this destruction. All right? You was done reading that?
Exodus.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, you read that 16? All right, let's get Ezekiel 28 and 3.
Oh, yeah.
Ezekiel 28 and 3. Then we're going to get Genesis 27. Somebody else can get that. 39. I'll tell you. Let me get Ezekiel.
Oh, I got it.
You got Ezekiel? Let me get that.
This is Ezekiel chapter 28,
Verse 3.
verse 3.
All the way to 9.
Behold,
Genesis.
thou art wiser than Daniel.
Yep, Esau became wiser than Daniel. Go ahead.
There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Right. Secret that they can hide from thee, man. Look at these devils, all these technology, man. You know? All their technology, they invasion of privacy. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Right.
With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten the riches.
Whoa, with thy wisdom or with thy understanding, what did it say? The ill-gotten gain. What did it say earlier?
The kingdom is translated. The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
From one people to another, man. All right, so there's nothing they can hide. You can't hide it. You got a piece of gold in your hand, you try to hide it behind you. Esau coming to look for it.
Hey, Cohen, just like means when a land find oil or something. Hey, it sounds like they need some freedom.
Yeah.
And be an eagle like, here we come.
Hey, Cohen, yeah, they had Uncle Sam up that bit talking. Oh, it sounded like they need some freedom. Hey, matter of fact, it was just a dude that found it was either gold or oil right in his backyard, man, and it was like I think millions, $100 millions worth of oil, man. But I think they say they gave Buddy $50 or something like that.
Nigga.
Hey, come on. Verse 4, Ezekiel chapter 28. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
That's how they got all their riches, man. Through their iniquity, through their wickedness, through spying on people, you know, going all the way back to the Jesuits, right? through like you said, going over there conquering lands. Even Alexander was doing that. That's how they built the library of Alexander. They would go conquer a land and then they would take all their books and put them in their library. You know, so that's what it's about. It's a time of information and data. So, and you know, there's nothing you can hide. Man. You say something, your phone pick it up. You know, go ahead, brother.
Verse 5, Ezekiel 28. By thy great wisdom and by the traffic hast thou increased.
Oh, by that traffic. What's that? Traffic is business. You know, so through their business, they have increased. What's their business? The dollar, the political moves they made, the demonocracy. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches,
Slavery.
and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
See, and that's why the Lord telling him, like, yo, hey son, the reason you're going through this, the reason you're about to feel these hands, and the reason you lifted up in so much fucking pride and swelling your chest up at me is because of them riches, man. You ain't got money, you changed. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 6, Ezekiel 28. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua,
Right, because of that, that's what he gonna do. Go ahead.
because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High,
Right, so yeah, his bones are full of the sins of his youth, and it still tastes sweet in his mouth. He's still trying to set his heart as the heart of the Most High till this day. Go ahead.
behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee,
Right, so the Lord gonna bring other nations against you.
the terrible of the nations.
The terrible. They're the terrible, man. Russia's terrible. Iran's one of them too. They're the terrible. They're the ones that said our arrows shall blot out the sun. They still got that same mindset. What's up? Somebody say something? Oh, you just following. I got you. Who else? They created Chaturanga, chess. Right? They got laws that they put a law in place, they can't remove it. Why do you think it's taking them so long to go to war? Nobody wants this war except for America and Israel.
They gone. They just raised that red flag of revenge shit yesterday too.
See that?
It says, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness.
Right? He said, against the beauty of thy wisdom. What's the beauty of thy wisdom? Let me get that sword. Let me get that real quick. What did it say? Oh, against the beauty of thy wisdom, right? How you, desolate, right? How you spell desolate? Man, I can't spell shit. I did not spell that. That's not what I spelled. I spelled it like Thessalonian. It's like, where's my mind at, bro? Alright, somebody get Joel 2 and 3 real quick.
Say again?
Joel 2 and 3. Yep.
This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
That's them swords he's talking about. And so a fire, that's a nuclear fire, nuclear propulsion. Alright, go ahead.
And the land is as a garden of Eden before them.
That's the beautiful America, great city. It's as a garden of Eden. If we pan around now, everything look cool. You know, if you was in New York, you'll see that damn
Statue of Liberty.
statue of demonocracy. You know, Lucifer, yeah. And you'll see everything moving as usual. Business as usual. You know.
Hey, it's lucky. But it's funny you say that, the business and the downfall of this place right now, man. It's just lucky. New York being one of those main spots of business here in America, they say New York is actually sinking from all the infrastructure, the big ass buildings that they got there, man. So this place is literally falling. The heart of America.
Yeah, the rest of the meeting that is coming.
Yeah, we're gonna get that too. I bet.
From the top.
Yeah, who else we reading?
Joel 2 and 3.
Yeah, you ready?
I ain't finished.
Okay.
Start from again, right?
Yeah.
This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 3. A fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
There you go. What this page, once the Lord turns the page, this place is going to be a story of a desert, a lava pit. You know, he said the bow of steel shall strike him through. So it's going to leave such a crater in the ground, a hole in the earth, where it's going to like a meteor hit it. If you look up a meteor, the destruction that it caused is the same destruction that a nuclear bomb will cause. So what did the Lord say? He left Sodom and Gomorrah as an example of what he should do to those that live ungodly. And what did he allegedly do to Sodom and Gomorrah? He hit it with a meteor. And now what you got? Today the Lord said he's gonna use men to do it. Same type of wrath. Alright?
Works in man's hands.
Yeah. Well, they say it was a meteor, but fire, fire from the sky. But I think it was a meteor, who knows? But who cares? Go ahead, bro.
Back in Ezekiel.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 7. Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness.
Right. What's the beauty of thy wisdom? He says, thou that lifteth thyself up in thy brigandine, meaning your defenses. That's part of their beauty as well. You know, so the Lord gonna raise them up against all of that. What else you got? All your wisdom, anything you got.
Hey,
Bring it to the forefront. You good?
Hey, Con, because, hey, it's a good thing to boast in your defense. Why? Because you're not worried about what your opponent has to offer. Why? Because you know your defense is A1, man.
Yep.
You know, so therefore, hey, yeah, by them boasting in their brigandine, hey, that's where the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to hit them right at, where they're boasting at the most, man.
Brother. Just like the Titanic.
Hey, Con.
Unsinkable ship, right?
Oh.
Unsink.
You sure about that?
And that was the Titanic. The insurance policy was Kazars or whatever. They owned that too as the tower type deal.
Yeah,
and that was the two biggest insurance payoffs ever.
Wow. Hey, Con,
September 11th.
Yeah,
And that.
and that. Yep.
It was one banker that was supposed to get on there or something. He ended up getting up.
Both-
All
yeah,
the
both
others
owners,
got on there.
Yeah, he owned it. And he didn't get on there just like the owner of the tower. Whatever.
All right, verse 8 of Ezekiel 28. It says, they shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas.
There you go. All right. That was it. All right. Did I read that?
You said the 9.
So now, yeah, keep going. All right, so they're going to be destroyed in the midst of the sea. It's going to be a lava pit, lake of fire. All right, sorry, brother.
Verse 9, Ezekiel 28. It says, wilt thou yet say before him?
It's going to sink like a ship. Oh! Like a ship in the middle of the sea. Oh, that's the quick one. That's the Titanic right there.
The real one.
It says, wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God?
Oh, now you gonna say it then? You know, why you say it like that?
Because it's like, hey, that's their pride. Like, if you was a God, you wouldn't have to be saying that, man. You wouldn't even be in that type of predicament to be able to have to even say that. You know why? Because a God wouldn't have to. The Lord ain't finna come down here and announce, hey, it's me, I'm Yahweh Shai. Nah, you gonna understand that once his presence is here, man.
Right.
And what did they say about the Titanic? They say God can't even sink this ship. Yeah. That shit got sunk by a piece of ice.
Yeah, at that moment, that's when the Most High phone started ringing.
Lord, help me.
Yo. Thank you. What was that for? Go ahead.
Ezekiel 28, verse 9. It says, wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God?
Right, there you go. Netanyahu and all of them. Let's go for them too. What you gonna say then? Now they getting struck. He getting the hell out of Dodge. What happened to all that God body talk he was doing? Go ahead, bro.
But thou shalt be a man, and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee.
There you go. They're just mortal men, yo. And he's proven that by him fleeing the country. Talking about Iron Dome. They're like God, everybody. You know, they look at Trump like God or a king, power, a powerhouse. But now they're gonna be shown to be just weak men. You
Doesn't that low key go into what is it? The bull still shall thrust him through, meaning like he's realizing he's hit.
Yeah.
Now he's realizing he's mortal.
He's human. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
like on 300.
Con.
Xerxes.
He bleeds.
He said a human chill went down his spine. Yeah, that's the same thing.
And then before Leonidas died, the thing that gave him the most fear was that slice on the face.
Yep.
He threw the spear, he sliced him. And Leonidas ended up dying. But that slice was, oh shit. That was enough.
hey, Con, that go back to what he said. He just said, he said he wanted to unalive him just so he can realize that a so-called God can bleed, you know? And then, like you said, when you threw that spear, shit, they realized that from that point. He realized it.
I'm about to say, he realized. He's, I'm not a god. Damn,
That part.
I thought I had all the gold.
Hey, but I was just gonna say, like, you know how, like in any movie, you know, just throw it out there, like any movie where Esau in the point of power, let's call it an action adventure movie. As soon as they get hit, they on their deathbed from that point, they get. Hey, shit, it's gonna be an instant. Hey, shit, you going straight down, man. It ain't gonna be no falling back and dramatic falling and all that, so you can try to get a little help in there. No, yeah, it's going straight down, man.
Man. Man, I love you.
Ain't no any last words, no nothing.
I'm sorry. Like the whole Chinese movie.
Hey,
you be on the ground dying for your house. Switching. Alright, what was that? What was that?
Yeah, that was the last one of Ezekiel 28 and 9.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all want? Yeah. We're going back to that real quick. And we're going to stop and then we'll get a couple more. Go ahead, bro.
This is Job chapter 20. It was referenced earlier. Verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So this devil is going to flee from the iron weapon. This devil is going to flee from the Lord's indignation, but it's still going to get him. He's going to try to flee and hide from the wrath and the judgment of the Lord, but it's still going to get him. It's still going to strike him through. He's still going to fall victim to the Lord's wrath and judgment.
And it almost that iron dome being penetrated almost brought them to that realization. But it's going to come to a point where America, Israel, they're going to get Esau going to get hit so hard. It's like when you look at yourself, oh shit, I'm bleeding.
There you go. Go to the next part. Go to the next verse.
Verse 25. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glistering sword cometh up, so like it cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him.
Right, so he's looking at himself like, imagine somebody standing there, somebody with a missile straight through him. Now they bleeding.
And what it's specifically talking about is a javelin.
A javelin.
Just like the 300.
Just like the
It's
300.
a javelin with a sharp arrowhead on the tip. That's why you say a sword. They don't say sword there. It says an arrowhead.
Okay,
And it's like they throw it at them, and then it pierce through them, and then they come out the back, and then they realize they've been pierced through. You know what I mean? And then they see their blood, then they start to realize what's going to happen next is what? Death.
When it shot.
Yeah. So would we see that if they weren't built up like that? You know, how can I say that better? Would we be able to witness this if Esau was destroying Gaza, if they weren't doing the thing they were doing?
If they weren't put up for everyone to see.
You know, he's talking about making them into the synagogue and see.
Hey, Con, they feel like they can't bleed.
Yeah, you good with that song, man? You good? All right, no doubt. They feel like they can't bleed, man.
Con.
This is back in Job chapter 20, verse 11. It says, his bones are full of the sin of his youth.
Right. Is that something on top? No, you was trying to get that piece. Oh, no. Okay.
It says, this is Job chapter 20, verse 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
Right, so they got their strength from all that robbing, stealing, and unaliving they've been doing. And they built up their pride through their riches. Go ahead.
It says, which shall lie down with them in the dust.
Right, so all that's going to be, all their might and power going to be destroyed with them. You know, they say they're going to be cast out like their own dung.
Verse 12.
So all the vessels they built up, everything they built up, the Lord said he should build, but I should throw it down. When he throw Esau down, right?
Verse 12, it says, no, wickedness be sweet in his mouth.
The wickedness is sweet in his mouth. We seen him chew it like that damn nasty ass tobacco they be chewing. You know what I mean? And, we're seeing it.
Yeah, man. We just went over here and we did the bombing on the Gaza street.
Felt like that damn frog is drinking blood all day.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I'm saying?
Spiritually, he is. Drinking blood all day.
Real, man. What they call it? Bloodthirsty?
Con.
It says, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth.
There you go, right there. Oh, that's not him. My bad. We thought you was Netanyahu. Stand around. Yeah, come on.
He done ran over this bitch.
I thought that was my bad.
I didn't want to turn. They recognize me.
They upgraded from the iron to the golden.
The attacker, take me to Jacksonville. They got an iron dome over there.
Why is to protect
Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue.
Right, yep. Hiding it on his tongue so he can savor it. That's why they say that wickedness is not all the way wiped away. Even though you think they're cool with you, they still want to put you in some type of servitude. You know?
Verse 13. It says, though he spare it and forsake it not.
Right, he ain't forsaking none of their blessings. What was Esau's blessing? Let's get that real quick.
You got it, don't you?
This is Genesis.
Yeah. Let's get over. Micah, what is it? Mountain inheritance lake. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Go ahead. No, you can't.
This is Genesis 27.
Let's go to
39. All right, starting at 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Right, so he told Esau that their dwelling is going to be the whole world. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You know, they're going to come out of Edom, and they moved up to the borders of Judah, and after that, they went to go conquer the whole world later. You see that? Their dwelling should be the fatness of the earth. Fatness represents the riches and increase of the world. Go ahead.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
And from the dew of heaven from above. So everything on the earth and even in space, you might get some of that. You know what I mean? So everything that falls on the earth, the Lord said, yo, Esau gonna be able to rule over it. But the thing is, they're not gonna get a shot at salvation. He said they shall never stand before Yahweh B'Shem El Shaddai. All right, and righteousness. And that's like, what would it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? You know? Go ahead, bro.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
Right, and by that sword shalt thou live, and they served their brother, which is who? Israel. All right, that was it. So that's part of their sins. That's part of what tastes sweet, that blessing. And they hide it under their tongue, you know. And when they speaking to you, you don't know that's their intention. All right. They said they're savoring the flavor.
Still no pickles.
Just like a wild animal, as soon as he gets his first taste of blood, he can't stop.
Con.
You want that Malachi?
Yeah.
Malachi 1 and 2.
Yeah, this is Malachi 1 and 2. It says, I have loved you. I have loved you, saith the Lord.
Right, when did he show he loved us? We just read it. That scripture goes hand in hand with Genesis 25 and also Genesis 27. When he gave the blessing to Jacob and he cursed Esau right there, that's when he showed us he loved us. And he said, what? What did he do to Esau though?
He said, yet ye say wherein thou hast loved us. Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Yeah, so the Lord has laid Esau's heritage waste. Why? How? By putting that sword in his hand. So we read the law where it said, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not unalive. But the Lord gave him a sword and said, all right, I'm going to do it.
God.
I'm gonna go do it. He's like, go ahead, let me see if you're going to do it. And he did it.
You
You know?
Wow.
It did the action, man. It became that criminal that the Lord created them to be. They created the wicked for the evil day.
Hey, Con, man, listening to that, it made me think about the what is called the Venus and Serena Williams movie with they pops. Basically, yeah, I forget which one was which, but whichever one was the oldest, she was getting her glory right then and there. So he went and talked to the younger. He said, "Yeah, I know you see you as a sister out here doing the thing, man. Yeah, your sister's good. She's great." But you gonna be the greatest, and that's the Lord talking to us, man. We see Esau down here having their fun and they shining their time right now. But don't even worry about that. Why? Because you gonna be the greatest. You gonna be able to overpower that. You gonna be able to outgrow that. You gonna be able to surpass that, man.
Yeah, what I gave you is better.
God.
He said, envy not the wicked. Don't envy the oppressor.
I push up on the
Go ahead, brother. You got it.
This Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should unalive one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, man. And that started with who? Greece and Alexander. And they going over taking, conquering the whole known earth at that time. And we say the whole earth stood quietly and still before them.
Right, and that goes for now too. It's like a twofold scripture on each one of those. So when you go into the balances, it goes into them putting us in servitude and today trying to do the New World Order. And then number 3, the third one will be Esau living according to their blessing. And then today they're bringing that New World Order. So look at that real quick. Can you go down the verse? Pale horse?
Pale horse, yeah.
Right, because this is part of what they're savoring. Let me get my blessing. You know? And that's what we're saying they're doing. They look happy.
Like they eating a bucket of chicken, licking their fingers and all.
Yeah, off destruction. You know?
This is Revelation 6:9. No. 6:8. And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him.
Esau. So sitting on a horse represents a power seat. Somebody get that? Seen servants upon horses. Right. So who's been given the power of that sword? It's Genesis. You know, the blessing that was given to Esau, and they're savoring and living it up. Their blessing. That was the point I missed.
All right. This is verse 8, and it says, "I looked and behold a pale horse."
That pale part. And if you look at the scripture where it says Psalms 23, he said, "Lead me by green pastures." That word "green" in the Hebrew, it represents life. But that same word for green, translated into the Greek, right here in this scripture where it says, "Behold a pale horse," it represents yellow. So something that was green, lively, like King David was talking about in Psalm 23, now it's turning yellow, and yellow, something green that turns yellow is dying out. And it's in decay. So that's what it represents, and that disease, warfare, everything they're bringing right now, the devil coming down with great wrath. Because they know they got a short time, right? Go ahead.
It says, "And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death."
Right, can you read this real quick?
Con, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7.
Habakkuk 2.
I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking and servants upon the earth.
Right, so he's seen devils on the horses, up on the nag, and then he's seen princes walking on the earth. Hey, you're funny, bro. Don't even start.
That was in reference to this right here.
Yeah, that can't.
All right. Revelation 6:8. "And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him."
That's Esau, man. The Caucasian race. They brought nothing but hell on this damn earth. They ain't bring lilies and flowers. Right? You know, they painted the town red.
Bring it on!
Yo, so I said Prince is walking on the earth. He looking at the
Hey. That's what it looked like when they on that hot horse.
That's how we walking around on here? That's how we look?
No, that's how Esau people look. That's them getting off their horse. That's why I say, hey, right.
Get out to horse. He said, "You can't even walk right."
I'm saying,
Hey, but on some real, I don't think it was shown on camera, but us, the way that man was walking, that's the way spiritually Esau is.
He's not upright.
Not up.
Hey, but I was saying that's spiritually how we were.
Oh, no. No, that's spiritually how Esau is right now.
Con.
All right, because they're lifted up on their high horse, because they're sitting on their horse, you wouldn't think, oh, they have some type of deformity or anything like that. Well, they're not upright. You know, they're in their chariots, they're in their lofty high places. But when you face to face with them, they see that.
Like Napoleon used to wear thick shoes and always stay upon his horse because he didn't really want nobody to know how small he was.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the wizard on?
Con.
Right, that's like Jeff Bezos. He got that lawn, that high wall outside his house. It's higher than the tree. It's like up there. And it's on, you know, the bush outside the house. You know? Yeah. The wall bush. He got him way up, and they wondering why he got him so tall. Look up his house when they get home. Jeff Bezos' house. That's that safety. You know what I'm saying? It's like just like these political leaders.
Right. If you think about it, Esau, the reason why he's full of insecurities, man.
Yeah. Hey, any chatter, we can keep it down just a little bit, y'all. This is getting loud. You know what I mean? We can chatter. We know we all talk, but we can keep it down a little bit. They're picking up on the mic. Where was that?
That was easy.
Helm follow, and you want to Habakkuk chapter 2 after that.
I did. I got it. Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And you know, along with the war that's going on, the longest running war right now is the genocide against Israel. It says, let us cut them off from being a nation. They don't want the true Israelites to be remembered upon the face of the earth, nor the power of the true Israelites as well. They rather set up some doppelgangers, some goddamn. When Pootie Tang was taken out, they had a whole bunch of doppelgangers of like fake Pootie Tangs and stuff like that. They remember just a group of fake Pootie Tangs trying to be the real thing, trying to be the true Lord's children. All right, but that's been the longest running war, longest running genocide upon the face of the earth is the wicked trying to afflict the righteous.
Con.
Psalms 83 and 3. But they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Thank you. The water, brother. Cut them off from being a nation. So they're using the same tactics on the Gaza. You know, they know how to take down a nation, boy.
Hey, Con, that shit. North Korea, South Korea, you know what I'm saying? Dividing the people within itself. Demonocracy.
Yeah.
Not only the nation itself, the people themselves, but the people's ideology, the people's culture as well.
Yeah, man. And regime change and all that shit. Right?
We need to take this nation down. Get the Edomites. Get Esau.
Yep. Yeah, bring them in. Yep, they're going to do it.
They're the special forces of the Lord.
Gone.
Well, we the special forces. But they're the special demons.
Yeah.
Gone.
All right, where was that? Yeah, real fast. Yeah. So yeah, we still talking about the sins of Esau, man. That they savoring, their blessing, and their blessing is based on corruption and I hate to say murder. Bless you. Right, bro.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death.
Right, so make it that Joel 2. We talk about that part. So neither keepeth at home. You know, because of their policies, because of their business, because of their dollar, they're going to war with so many nations and taking out so many leaders based around that dollar, dealing with their business. You know, if you don't want the dollar, oh yeah, you're done. Who was the first one that said that? Hussein. The next one was who? Gaddafi. The next one is who? Russia. Iran. The next one is who? Russia. And China. And now you got, what was that place? Burkina Faso. So anybody that talks about, it shows you their intention. They try to go in there and literally assassinate this man. The guy that's on Burkina Faso, huh?
20 times.
20 times.
Wow.
So we think they're trying to do the Putin.
Hey, Con, was attempts on him, drone attempt, and also with his presidential limo too as well, man.
Right. Because America, see, what they're not telling the citizens here in America, the average Joe Schmo that's walking around, and Jane Schmo, they're not telling them that America is based on the dollar. America is based on overseas assets. You know, the dollar, which is a false currency. Their military might. You see that?
You're not telling people America's a corporation rather than a country.
It's not a country at all, yeah. It's not a country. Right? It's a corporation. So without that dollar, without that OPEC deal, without that, America having their tentacles and roots, reaching all the way across that water to these other lands and stealing their resources, without that, America's done. It doesn't exist. So they're trying to find a new way to exist, a new world order, where within the market of China rulers dominating the earth. They're trying to find a place there. All right, what was that?
Joel, do you want the I will move far off from northern armies, or?
Yes, that one. But we're going to night to keep us at home. Right, let's go here real quick.
Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive them into a land barren and desolate.
Right, so the Lord drove them into what? Baghdad, Kuwait, with the after World War II. They started moving over there into the Middle East, breaking up all those family ties, man, putting religious beliefs against each other, the Shiites versus the Sunnis. You know, playing them all against each other. They'll take over a place like Kuwait and then turn those people and take the rebels of that place and have a fight against the government over there. You know, and while they're all in turmoil, they'll steal the resources. Look at John McCain. He was known for that. People don't remember him no more.
I ain't heard that name in so long.
But go ahead.
All right, so but I will remove far off from you the northern armies, and will drive them into a land.
This in the Bible that the Lord removed America's army far off into the Middle East, into the desert. Go ahead.
Into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea.
Oh, with his face towards the east sea, which would be towards the Black Sea. Go ahead.
And its hinder parts towards the utmost sea.
Well, I think that's what, the Red Sea? Right, the hinder part towards the Red Sea. What's that? That's the direction of Iran and Russia. All right. So that shows you that's the Most High saying that's their intent. That's where they're going. You know. Right.
And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things.
What's that? A lot of bodies. You know, they're slaughtering people, man. A lot of bodies, man, over there. All right. So this is all part of what? The sins of their youth. And now they're like, that felt good. Let's try to do this again. Let's go for another round. Let's take over the world again. All right. Revelation, we already got 11 and 18.
We were reading Revelation 6.
Okay. Look at that. No, don't worry.
This is Revelations 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged.
Right, the spiritual dead, you know what I mean? That's what it's talking about there, you know? You say those that walk out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And the Lord said he's going to destroy death and hell in this place. We're talking about the spiritual dead in this place. Right? And our hell is where we were in servitude. Here in this place. This hell will be in here. The Lord going to destroy it. This was set up to be our hell and the place where we'll put the death as a nation in. Now from that, the Lord will give us a resurrection. Go ahead, brother.
And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to thy saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
There you go. You know, they've been destroying the earth. Not just the humanity, but the earth too. So that's part of this. That's part of what made them rich today, man. You know. Go ahead, brother. Who's reading the car?
This is back at Job, chapter 20. I'm gonna start at verse 12. It says, "Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. It says, yet his meat and his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asps within him.
Right, so where do that?
Chapter 20, I started at verse, Job chapter 20, I started at verse 12.
At verse 12, right? All right, can you go down to, let's stop at 16. So you read which one? Go to 13 again so I can break it down for you.
Okay. So this is back at Job chapter 13 to like chapter 20, verse 13. It says, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat and his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asps.
Oh, there you go. And what did they do? They swallowed down riches and they're going to vomit them back up. So everything they've done is sweet. Yeah, it tastes sweet. You know, they devoured our nation. They devoured the earth. But guess what? It's going to turn bitter in their belly. Like the gall of asps, like poison. And that poison represents wrath from the Most High. All right, so them devouring that is going to turn into wrath from the Most High, man. Because of it. All right?
It says, verse 15.
Because of all that blessing that the Lord gave. And they pushing that evil and they love it. They love him being evil. They say, hey, we're Satan 1 and Satan 2. Yeah, brother.
It says, he hath swallowed down riches.
Right.
He shall vomit them up again.
Just like somebody that's sick. Once they get hit with that poison, they're going to throw up. So all the riches they vomit, that they've taken from us, and the resources they've taken from the world, they're going to get that up. And that gall of asps represents the poison or the wrath that the Lord going to bring on them, which is going to cause what? Death. Right?
It says, God, Yahweh.
And that's why he said the rich man going to lift up his eyes in hell on this earth.
God, Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly.
Yep, so the Lord going to cast them out of his belly. Keep going. That was it?
Verse 16.
Okay.
It says, he shall suck the poison of asps.
Yep. This basically breaking it down again. Go ahead.
The viper's tongue shall slay him.
So the Lord's wrath is going to slay him. You know, just like I'm drinking poison from a top snake like an asp or a viper. So that's what it was like touching the apple of the Lord's eye. You'd have been better off just drinking the poison of a snake. And then once it creeps into the body and the system, it destroys it. So us being here is like us being poisoned to their system. You see that? You know? So they said be caught in their hands, something like that. Caught in the thief's hand. They got something on the top of them, sorry?
No, not but get caught in the hand part.
Huh?
Get caught in the hand part.
Yeah.
It's Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. God. So Esau going around here with his sword slaying people. So the recompense for that is being slain with the sword. And we're seeing that these times. Esau running around scared. His kingdom is crumbling around him.
Everything they've taken is going to be a curse to them, man. Everything we see them doing now, we got to look at them like they just sitting there getting. They're the charmer that's playing with the snake. Would you pity him? Does he get bit? You know?
Who will pity a charmer that's playing with a snake?
Playing with a snake, playing with death. Playing with fire. Right? Go ahead, keep on playing, Esau. It's going to be self-destruction. All right? That's why Iran put it out there. They said, hey, they'll shoot the missile. They said, remember, we didn't start this. Shoo, it's about to get bad.
That sounds like something to crash out and say before they crash out.
Hey, the last thing they say.
Alright, we definitely not gonna be able to get through this because it's the battery.
Yeah, you only got 10.
That's going bad. Yeah,
Oh, I was
this
gonna say
humidity today, it's gonna feel like 100. So that's what I'm storing.
It's 100, man. You got that.
Yeah, it's like 88, but the humidity is crazy. Yeah. So that was all the way. You done with that one, basically, right?
Yeah, Joe was fine.
Yeah, Isaiah 13 and 1. I might shut it down. Yeah,
Verse 11 talking something.
right? Yeah, man. You go back and watch it.
It's Isaiah 13 and 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos, like you did see.
Yep.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain.
Right, that's what we're doing. You know, we can probably end it with this. You know, that's what make any precepts, man. We don't want to leave, but we got to shut it down because it's better. But that's what we are here doing. We're lifting up the banner upon the high mountain, man. And we're prophesying against them. We're prophesying against their allies as well. And that's what we're reading, prophecy. You know what I mean?
And it also says the burden of Babylon. So us lifting up his banner is another, just like how you said, if we become a burden to these people by us being here.
Oh, bro, hello to these guys.
Good. Verse 2, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right, so we're exalting the Lord and lifting up this banner of prophecy upon the high mountain. That high mountain is America. That's being exalted in this world today, man. All right? And the Lord's saying, no, get your ass in the darkness. Go sit in the corner, because I'm about to deal with your ass. But they're like, nope, I want to stand. I'm going to be the greatest. Stay on this nag, on my ground. And the Lord like, no, I'm going to have to smite you down to the ground. All right, keep going. Go ahead and trap yourself. That's what we're seeing today. All right. I got too many precepts.
No.
Let's get Joel 2:20. You got Joel 2:20? Really?
Yeah, we just read it a few minutes ago.
Yeah, one more time.
It's Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah. Job 5 and 13. Sorry, buddy. Job 5 and 13.
This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
There you go. Yeah, and their own craftiness. The Lord said they more crafty than any beast of the field. Okay, then. But guess what? That's going to be your trap. Like you said earlier, everything that was, what do you say? Everything that the Lord made special about Esau is ultimately going to be their downfall. Right.
All right. As much brains as Esau got, he would know the Lord, huh?
You got too much, you know what I mean? Go ahead, brother.
And the
He
counsel,
got too much brain, became big-headed.
and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
Yeah, they're going to be carried headlong. So as they go forward, they're going to fall straight down, man. You know, their forward movement, as they begin to step forward and make their movement, they're going to fall flat on their face.
It's just like how you said they hit too damn big.
They had too damn big.
With the paid man ahead. Can't hold it up.
That mega mind, yeah. You go.
That was it.
That was it on the verse. What did it say again?
All right, this is on the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 13.
Yeah, always 60.
Oh God. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
There you go, yep.
They meet with darkness in the daytime.
Yep, so as they go, imagine that. They come out here in the daytime, it's getting dark now. They just turn to night out of nowhere. They get caught off guard. So as they shine and they living it up, we taking Gaza, we about to do this, we're gonna go in Iran, all of a sudden shit's gonna turn bad out of nowhere. And that's when we know that the Lord's stepping in. All right, forget Iran, whatever. It's the Lord pushing us. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my girl about that. I'm like, everything that we do is part of this life cycle. Whatever, you know, the side topic though, but I got it from like watching gorillas. Like, gorilla's such a unique animal, it's like you wonder what the hell it's for. It's not out there to beat somebody's ass like it looked like. Whatever, it got its purpose. Everything got its purpose. So his purpose would be what? Just like a cow. A cow can't get up in the trees, bro. Yeah, but it's pruning vegetation. Pruning vegetation, pooping, fertilizing shit. You know? So just like Esau got their purpose, just like we got a purpose. Alright? Who we reading?
Me.
What did you read again?
Job chapter 5.
I catch my thought. Can you read that again?
This is the book of Job, chapter 5, and verse 13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness,
There you go.
and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
Yeah, that verse.
They meet with darkness in the daytime, and group, Shalaki, and grow in the noonday as in the night.
There you go. So soon as Esau goes to live out their purpose, there's gonna be a chain reaction to where it's like walking on the wrong side of the seesaw. The other side get lifted up. You know? So as soon as they go to, they say, rushing like a flood, the Lord gonna lift up the standard again.
Hey, going back to the seesaw right now, Jake is on the lower end. They just chilling. And Esau's up. Pretty soon, Jake is just gonna stand up, and Esau gonna fall.
That's right. Yeah, you're gonna be lifted up. You know what I mean?
It's just like the Nightmare on Elm Street. Like people always try to fight to stay awake, but then they realize when it's a blissful scene going on, and all of a sudden that shit just turned dark.
Gone.
They realize now they say, "Oh shit, ready here." Like they don't fell asleep and didn't even know it.
Gone.
You know what I'm saying? So he just appear upon them as just out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, like Candyman.
Time.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, it's gonna happen out of nowhere. Catch them off guard. You know, in the midst of their might. That's why they're gonna lay down with them in the dust. So as soon as they go, it's like they're gonna be super strong, ready to swing, and then the Lord's gonna take their life out of nowhere. Take their strength from them. All right? Go ahead.
They shall be saying peace, peace, and suddenly destruction shall fall upon them.
Yeah, they're gonna be bombing stuff and bombing Iran. Ah, look what we did. Nobody can do nothing. Now the motherfucking missiles getting through. You know, and then ultimately it's gonna get worse and worse for them. Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is back at the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 15.
Yeah, we can wrap it up too.
But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty.
Right, so the Lord ultimately is going to save the elect. And he's going to put these curses on Esau, which goes into that poison. It's going to seep into their system and ultimately, right on time, living out their purpose like we were just talking about. Everybody got their purpose on this earth. Everything has a purpose. It's for them to be the wicked and get destroyed at the end. You know? That was it?
One more verse.
All right.
So the poor
Yeah, right,
have hope,
Yeah.
and iniquity stoppeth her mouth.
There you go. So the Lord gonna stop their damn mouth. And what they say, they search out iniquity, man. They search out iniquity. Every heart of them is deep. Meaning it's a mystery that they could be so goddamn wicked. You always trying to figure them out. What the hell they about to do next?
Scriptures say it's a sport to the wicked to do mischief.
Yeah. And he said they search out iniquity. How can they be more and more wicked? Cause more evil. They love it. You know, the taste of it. But he said, what? Iniquity shall stop her mouth. You know, it's about to stop, man. So we're going to have to wrap it up, man, because the storm creeping up and we're running out of battery. So we can't hit with the combo.
Hey, man, how's everybody?
Hey, all right, now. The United Snakes of America. That's the Oh, yeah, yeah. But yeah, you know, in the Bible, that's known as Babylon.
The World Cup?
No, America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, once you understand that, you'll see why everything is happening on this earth. You know, America is that bitter place. It means bitter. America Vespucci.
A lot of bitter people, but not all of us are.
Yeah.
Be safe, everybody.
It's cool, no doubt. Yeah. Well, we bitter because we went in slavery. He right, he not bitter yet.
But he will be.
But he will be. That poison seeping in.
Come.
We're gonna end this, man. And we're gonna end it. We're gonna say Kal.
Alayim. La. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. Ba'ashem. Ha. Rukah. Kodash. Mama.
All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, and shalom to you, Akim, which means brothers, and Akwati, which means sisters, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth, man. Keep the faith, keep watching, keep praying, man. Praying is important. Pray for the Lord to make the prophecies come to pass. He hears our prayers, man. All right, with that, we're going to say that shalom.
Shalom.
Yep.
Hey,